Welcome to the webinar called 5 Ways to Increase Sales. And today we're going to share a lot of information with you. This is probably the absolute most value I have ever given away for free. So you're in for a treat. You're in for a lot of content. This is going to be an action-packed hour. We're going to move this along just as fast as we can without losing the integrity of the message. Be sure that you have some pen and paper to take some notes because we're going to give you a lot of actionable things that you can do right now. Let's start with a little bit about who I am. I am Ammie Dover. I am a business strategist, and I'm the host of the Dover Drive Experience, and we are sharing information all the time about how to kick your life and your business into Dover Drive. My entire career has been 20 plus years wrapped around operations management and marketing management. So all of that from an IT information sharing perspective. And so we're going to give you that spin on everything today because one does not go well without the other. You must have operations, you must have marketing and sales in order to have a well-oiled machine and to create systems that generate revenue, generate success, and generate brand quality and a great brand standard to move you forward, because that's part of the mix as well. We're going to show you all about how to move yourself, your business forward today. There's a slight differentiation in the way that we're going to compartmentalize this information in the you and your business. You cannot run well without the other. If you are a business owner, you know that by now. So today we're going to learn, obviously, the 5 ways to increase sales. I'm going to give you actionable steps so you can implement today. There's going to be a little bit of today, some short-term goals, and probably some long-term goals, depending upon where you are in your business right now. So I don't want to miss that component of right now. I promised you some right now actionable items that you can implement in your business. I wholeheartedly am going to deliver that. So that's what that pen and paper is for. And then I'm going to close with just this crazy cool offer to continue to work with me, because I want to work and to grow as many businesses as we possibly can. And if you're enjoying this, I promise you, you're going to want this crazy cool offer. So let's get started in the 5 ways to increase sales. Number 1, let's start with you. You have to adopt a mindset for success. And your success 100% begins and ends with you. You can create this grandiose system, idea, product, service, but if you don't work it, if you don't serve as leadership for this project, for this goal of yours, then it won't work. Parts of it will work, bits of it will work over here, but it collectively will not work sustainable long term. So let's spend a little bit of time learning about you. You are the most important factor in your business. So along this way, there's that little mirror. That's what she's holding. She's holding a mirror, a reflection of herself. Today you should have some aha moments, and this should look a little bit like a mirror holding a reflection up to your face of, yep, I'm doing that in my business. Yep, I'm not doing that. Yep, I set that goal. Yep. And so all those aha moments along the way, I'm going to give you a lot of great content, but I'm also going to give you some information that may be a little difficult to hear. So get ready. We're moving forward. This is all about your growth and the growth of your business. Now, there's a couple of things here. General law of physics, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I can tell you that the law of physics says 2 things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So you, my dear, must make a choice of whether you choose to live in fear or in faith. They cannot go hand in hand. You must choose which you're going to believe in and which you're going to live in, because you live in your belief system. So if you're living in this space of fear, that puts you in a mindset of lack. You're always a victim. You're behind the curve. You're always fighting, but you're just in that tense space. And creativity, love, energy, positive energy, none of that lives in that tight, fearful space. And you need all of those things to move your business forward. So basics, that's about all I got, right? Basics, law of physics. Two things cannot occupy the same space. So I want you today to make a choice. You have a choice, and sometimes you have to remind yourself of this choice daily, hourly, whatever it takes. But I want you to either choose fear or faith. And I'm going to challenge you to step out in faith of this and try to adopt these 5 ways to increase sales and to change the trajectory of your business. Now, if you are anything like me, and you probably are because you signed up for this webinar with this crazy lady, you talk to yourself all day long, right? There's this dialogue that happens inside your head all day. Whether you realize it or not, you're having a conversation with yourself. Every time you say that, oh, this is difficult, oh, that won't work, oh, this is annoying, oh, this again, right? You're planting more and more seeds to find those things, right? So what you think you attract, right? Law of attraction, basics, absolute basics. So I want you to think about shifting the conversation that you're having with yourself every single day. Now, rather than those moments, I want you to think about, what can I do today? Right? Simple question. That's what I want you to ask yourself every single day. What can I do today? Not, can I conquer the world? Can I accomplish all of my life's goals and dreams? No, let's be real. What can you do today that will move you one step closer to those goals and dreams, though? I want you to look at it in manageable chunks of information, manageable tasks. So that conversation, instead of looking at the negative or the things that cause anxiety or fear, I want you to really start to look at the things that you can physically do today. And so I know that we had some people register for the webinar today who have been on webinars with me in the past or become clients. They're in the Dover Drive experience, and they know that on my whiteboard right up there is my today list, because I am serious about what I can get done today, because all I have is today. So minor mindset shift, major impact. I want you to create your mindset of success. And your mindset of success puts you in a faith-based mindset that says, I know this is going to happen. I know this is going to work. Here are the small things that I can do to make it come to fruition. That is your mindset for success. Number 2, man, this one's good. Look for the gaps. We have some incredibly crazy shifts in the economy happening right now. And you can choose to live in the fear and the aggravation of the disruption, or you can live in the creativity and the land of opportunity from that disruption. The choice is yours. That's where that mindset for success comes into play. And I'm going to show you how to look for opportunities to really grow your business and to increase those sales. Now, here's one example. I just want to start with this really cool example, because I know some of you are saying, oh, I may have lost 50% of my business. I'm down 60%. I have, one division of my business that's completely not working right now. Well, listen to this. There's a local food tour company. I live in a city where we have a lot of tourism, and we do a lot of walking tours. There's a lot of walking tour guides in our city. And so there was this local food tour company who used to take people around from restaurant to restaurant and talk them through the history, talk them through a little bit about the owner, about the inception of the business, about the inspiration, and about the food, of course. Well, 100% of their business was shut down when the pandemic shut the city down. Holy moly, right? I mean, gone. All of their business is gone. Well, they got really creative. They looked for opportunity, and they said, what do people enjoy most about our tours? What do people look for in their experience with us? And instead of doing walking tours, which we're no longer allowed, so 100% revenue base gone, they went around to the restaurants that they were bringing people to in their tours, created videos with the restaurant owners, and sent those videos along with takeout in a picnic basket to what are now their new customers. Because one of the things that people need when they're stuck at home is food. And if you're working from home, you are homeschooling your kids now, and you are now the everything in the house. The last thing you want to do is cook every single day. So not only did they give food, but they gave entertainment. So this was another way to get some education and entertainment, and they found an entirely new market, and they're doing well with this. So the disruption created an opportunity, and they can even continue this as the city opens up and they are allowed to conduct those tours again in person. Now they have an additional revenue stream that maybe they never would have looked for before. So great creativity. I love this thinking outside of the box, this can-do attitude of what can I deliver, what do people need, and what can I deliver. Now, I said that home just became all of those things, right? Just became a full-service 24/7 diner. Everybody's hungry all the time. Somebody's got to feed them. It just became the playground. It became your school, church, the office, home theater, all of your entertainment, all of your education, your revenue, everything now is tied up at home for the vast majority of folks. And this, even though the nation is opening up again and we are moving forward, this will not go away completely for a very long time. Lots of businesses are moving to a work from home model. Lots of parents have realized that they can homeschool, they enjoy it, and they want to continue. So this is not going away. This is something that we need to consider when we say, okay, what do people now need in their homes that they did not need 6 months ago? How can my business, my products, and my service now fill that gap of what they need that they can no longer get the same way, use the same way, or maybe it's something completely new, right? Kids need so many things. If you have a business that services children right now, great online learning system, kits, you name it, these are selling really, really well. Great ways for families to engage. All of the home projects and craft kits are selling really, really well. Educational kits, incredibly well right now, because parents are now having to become teachers, and they're looking for creative ways to get their kids engaged, because no one wants to sit with a restless child who is bound in the house for hours on end and just read from a textbook. That's not healthy for anyone. So think about this a little bit. Now, if you do not have products and services that serve the home, let's look at business. Work from home is now the vast majority of the way that is now how the vast majority of people are operating. Or if you have a retail business of any kind, you're really operating for more of a pickup or delivery service a lot more, right? And that model may not go away completely. That may be something that you want to continue. So what are some of the issues, some of the gaps that you could fill in businesses being either work from home or from pickup and delivery? Well, productivity rates have changed. People are operating in a much different headspace and capacity. Their workspace is even different. So how do you create those things from either a mindset perspective or a physical workspace perspective, if you have products or services that work with that? You want to help people stay productive, organized, efficient, and keep them moving forward all day. Communication has changed, right? Collaboration, how you're working together has changed. Customer service, so you get a little more relaxed when you're sitting in sweats. at the house, and you're running off of a Zoom meeting, and people can't really see what you're wearing for the most part, and you just get more relaxed. And sometimes when you're more relaxed, then you tend to let more of yourself come out instead of being turned on at that highly professional level that you would be if you were standing in an office in front of people, or if you were standing face to face with a customer. And so, you know, how are those things changing? Are there gaps in how your products and services can fill that? Transportation, new stations like workstations, new stations inside your business if you have a brick and mortar business. So if you're doing pickup or delivery, you now have a completely different workflow inside your space. And you really need to focus on how you can help people, other businesses create efficiency and productivity in their business. So think about these things. Everything that I have listed for the home, for the business, they are all gaps. Now, there's a couple other things that that I want to share with you on this one in particular, and that is, you know, if you're running a nonprofit, I know I had some nonprofits register, so I don't want to leave this out. Access to resources, access to sponsors, to donors is now limited, because the biggest way that people get their donations and their sponsorships is through events. And a lot of people, even though the world is opening up, they really are not hosting a lot of big events anymore, which means your access is limited. And so now is the time to get really creative. And if you're running, I have a digital media company here that, you know, they're filling that gap. They're helping people run events online. And so, you know, everybody has to adjust. Everyone has to adjust. You know, if your business can help people with technology, that's fantastic. I mean, step up, because technology is not everyone's forte, and now we're living on these little machines all day long. And also, you know, presentations. Because we are digital, because we're doing more Zoom meetings and less face-to-face, you really do need ways to keep people interactive. And so if you know how to create presentations like the one you're looking at now, if you know how to create graphic design, you know how to create animation, if video is your thing, you have to find ways to fill the gap and to help people solve their problem. You cannot continue business as usual. If you learn nothing from this webinar, it is that you cannot sell the same thing to people who have different problems. The problem that your product or your service solved before may not, and likely is not, the exact same anymore. So we have to make these shifts. We absolutely have to make these shifts. So I've given you some ideas on how to find gaps in the marketplace and to solve problems, because listen, sales is not about selling products. It's about solving problems. So you have to look for where the new problem is, the gap in the marketplace, and then look at how your products and services can fill them. I'm going to give you a couple more examples of that as we go along. Right now, I'm just planting that seed for you. So let's keep moving. Number 3 is you must go digital. It is time to get seriously social. And I don't mean just post some nonsense on Facebook. We're all doing it. I'm talking about kicking it up a notch. So if we're going through this, there's a couple ways that we can go digital in different ways without spending a boatload on marketing. The first is I want you to partner with people. I want you to list your products and your services on multiple sites. This is probably something that a lot of people don't do. They don't look for affiliate programs. They don't look for partnerships. They don't look for referral relationships. They have their website, they have their social media pages, and that's it. And that has worked for a while. I'm guessing that's worked for a while for most of you. Fantastic. Those days are gone. When I told you that I was going to tell you some difficult things to hear, unless you have a true marketing department with an active marketing strategy right now, what you're doing is not enough. It is that simple. So this is a fantastic way to do something for free right? Because this is about increasing sales. It's not about me showing you how to spend a whole lot of money. A lot of what I'm talking about today is absolutely free. I'm trying to live in this free to low cost realm of sharing information because it is just what we need right now. I know this, and I know that in order for me to thrive and in order for me to continue to be in a position of giving value, I have to give you what you need. And I know that it's in that free to low cost right now. So look for areas where you can get your products and your services listed on other people's websites. Maybe that's guest blogging. Maybe it's taking over someone's social media feed for a day. That's pretty popular. Or it's just getting listed on multiple places like a local marketplace. So think about those things. If your products are not on local marketplace websites, now might be a really good time to start investing in that. Okay, so that easy peasy, mostly free. This one I really love because this one's absolutely free. Become a guest. I want you to increase your big words today, increase your exposure by becoming a guest on a video series or a podcast. And let me tell you a little secret about these things. The people hosting them need you. They need you. They need you to help build engaging content, new content, a fresh perspective, absolute quality and value for their audience. They need you just as much as you need them. And listen, it's a great way to cross promote, to get some free marketing, to give some free marketing, because you don't want to just be a taker in this process all the way through. And the long term of this is, I told you we're going to do some free right now, some short term and some long term. The long term of this is that you really should be hosting your own video series or podcast. And I don't want anyone to invest that kind of time or money without getting a little practice. You can practice while someone else does the production. See what being a guest does? It gives you that experience of being in front of the camera, knowing what works for you, what angles are happening, how to set up your space behind you. You get to test out a few things without spending a whole lot of money. You don't need a big set. You don't need a lot of equipment. You need a camera and a microphone right now. And you can create this content that then becomes reusable marketing inside your business. So this one's fantastic. It's the free now, but the long-term goal is there. Get that practice, get the exposure now, find out what's working for you, find out what platform you're most comfortable with. My gosh, find out what platform people are most tuned into you on. Do they want to see you? Do they watch you? Would they rather listen to you in the car or while they're making dinner? Like I do, I listen to podcasts while I'm making dinner. And so figure out where your audience is, how they expect to receive information from you. Test the waters. Test the waters. It's fantastic. And remember, they need you just as much as you need them. Now, this one is the short-term goal to long-term impact. So we lived a lot in the free and the getting started phase in going digital. Now we're going to start to build something, okay? So in order to create more sales, you really need to have offerings at all price points, right? That's so incredible because you don't want to turn anyone away right now. And with so many shifts in the economy, not everyone who could afford you before can afford you now. And that doesn't mean that you have to lessen value or diminish the quality of your product. What that simply means is that you might have to shorten the access to you. You may have to create something that gives people very, very limited access to you, but still high quality, high content. How do you do that? Look at the things that you get asked the most, right? I think one of the issues that keeps people from creating digital products is the fact that they're not sure what to create or what people want to hear from them for. And so I ask you this: what's your top 10? What top 10 things do people ask you for all the time, free or paid? What are you known for? What are your top 10 questions that you get asked? And I would narrow that down to about your top 3, and then think about how you can create a product by solving those 3 problems. Maybe even 1, 2, 7, whatever works for you. Don't live by the gospel of me just spouting out numbers. Find what's going to work for you in creating that package, a cohesive package that helps somebody enrich their lives by utilizing your knowledge, your products, and your services. Now, another thing that this does is that it allows you to work on a platform of one-to-many instead of one-to-one. I know I get a lot of coaches and consultants that follow and that tune into this training, so I never want to leave them out of this component. And what really happens is, if you're an online coach or consultant, you have very limited hours, right? So if you have limited hours, you're trading hours for dollars. It's that simple. If you make $100 an hour, you really can only make $2,400 in a day. How crazy is that? You should be making $2,400 in an hour if you're selling the right digital product. If you're selling the right offering to the right people at the right price point, that's going to help them move forward because you're solving the right problem, right? Not just the working one-to-one. That's a fantastic way to reach more people at an affordable price point, and you can still add value. Now, as things shift too, you can then move people through more of the buying process with you, the layered process, the more expensive components of your business, if it makes sense. If they're doing well at a lower level, they're moving themselves through the system because your product, your digital product works. I'm just going to assume that. Because your digital product works, then they may be ready for next level in 3 months or 6 months. And so you can start to create more of a sales funnel for yourself and not have to live in that feast or famine of, okay, I need 4 now, I need 17 over here. Right? You always have this layered relationship with people, and you're giving them exactly what they need, right? Okay, I'm going to move on to number 4 because we are rocking and rolling. We're doing great on time, and I may even open this up for a couple of questions in the end. Okay, number 4. I love this one. I love this one. Make an offer that they can't refuse. The only option when you make an offer should be yes. It should be yes, right? Because you already know that the people that you're talking to are interested. You already know that the people that you're talking to have a problem that your product or your service solves, right? So how do you marry the two of them in a way that makes them say, yes, yes, I want more. Yes, I'll pay for it. Yes, I'm just in. Give it to me. Here's how we do that. So here's the thing, right? I talked a little bit about packaging your products differently. We talked about creating your top 10 and creating digital products. We talked about podcasts. I want you to think about bundling your products. Give them a crazy, crazy offer, but only if they commit right now, right? Right now. That's it. The bundle of the packaging should say something like this, right? I gave the example on a previous webinar of a print company. So the print company deals with a lot of corporations and a lot of nonprofits, and they order onesie-twosies along the way. They order as needed, right? Well, that's fantastic that you can have ongoing orders, but some of their needs now are much smaller, and that is a little more unpredictable to the print company, and they really need to manage their cash flow a little bit differently, right? So you want to have a clear, like no more than a 10% variation in your forecasting. And so We talked about creating bundles, right? So we know that, let's say the print company has a nonprofit organization. They print a whole bunch of flyers, they print a step and repeat, they print banners, they print postcards that are mailed out, they print t-shirts for the event, all kinds of goodness, right? And business cards and. Well, they do that as needed. Instead, what I recommended was that they create a package right now for the event that if they signed on right now to purchase an entire bundle for that event, or for 2 events at a time, if you can bundle even more in, fantastic, that they get a discount or they get something for free along the way, right? So if you order 3 banners, I'll throw in a 4th one for free. Normally, I don't like giving a lot of big discounts. I just don't like it, because I feel like everyone has a lot of quality and value in their products and services, and you deserve to be paid for them. I just also feel like right now we're living in a time to where you have to make this irresistible. You have to make this that the only option is yes. Not yes but, not yes later, yes now. Now. And so people need support, they need solutions, and they need team players. Everyone is stressed out right now. Everyone's looking at all the same things that you're looking at in your business. Everyone's looking at all the things that I have already shared in the first half hour of this webinar. Everyone's doing the same thing. So you cannot look to your customers and expect them to just automatically see your value, to see the goodness, to know that they need it, because they are so stressed about all the things that they need. You have the responsibility of making this less stressful for them. Make this an absolute yes. Also, I talked about a limousine company, and the limo company, onesies at a time, right? Every time you need a ride, you are calling your limo company. Well, what if you could bundle 5 rides, 10 rides, make one of them free, make it a discount if they pay upfront? And so now you're able to forecast your revenue a little bit better, because you have people buying in advance. Advance buying is a great space to live in. And so if they can buy in advance at a discounted rate that they won't get those discounts later, it's worth it for some people. Also, if they have paid for something in advance, and listen, this is the kicker. If they have paid for something in advance, they're not going to cancel it. If there is an option of I need this or I need that, and you haven't paid for either of them yet, one will not be purchased. Don't put yourself in a situation to where you're an option for a no. You have to be the only thing that they need and they see right now. The absolute value, the problem solver, the absolute yes. Yes. So we're going to bundle our products and services a little bit differently. We're going to create some digital products, and we're going to do this, right? We're going to get clear on their needs, because they need you to help them to solve their problems. They need it. No one wants to be sold to. People need solutions. So you need to take on the onus of being a team player for your clients. You absolutely have to be part of their team. You know, when I talk about building consulting clients, and people ask me, well, what makes you different? I'm like, I become an extension of you. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. We are doing this together. We're figuring it out together. We're, you know, if it takes us sitting in a room and locking the door until we figure it out, that's what we're doing. You no longer have to make decisions all by yourself. You have a sounding board, you have resources, you have my network. You have a team player. And that's what people need. They need support. That is above and beyond what my competition does. Far above and beyond. And so I'm giving them something that no one else is offering. You becoming a team player and using that language, listen, language is so important. If you can't express to them how you're going to change their lives, then you're selling something that they're probably not buying. I need you to become the solution that they need in order to grow your sales. It's that simple. Now, I talked a little bit about digital programs. We talked a little bit about bundles. Now, let's bring all of that full circle and move you into membership programs. Now, membership programs is the way to go. If you are already thinking about your top 10, you're already thinking about how to solve the problem, you're already thinking about an ongoing relationship with people, then this is it right here. Ongoing service means ongoing revenue. Now, it gives you the opportunity to provide more value. More value means more impact. More impact means more loyal customers. Notice how I did not start this conversation and say, you get more people paying you all of this stuff. Yeah, you do. That's the point in making a profitable business. But you have to take the human component first. And if you live in a space where you're giving value and impact first, then that's something that people want to sign on for. They need a team player, they need solutions, they need an ongoing relationship with you. Stop with the one-time buys. If you have to create a membership program that is just monthly check-ins, you don't have to have this entire learning management system. It's just a monthly check-in. It's a maintenance program. Whatever it is, you have to create an ongoing relationship with your customers. And it's not just about touch points of selling, but it's about that touch point of value. Make sure that you're moving your customers and your clients through the stages of solutions. That's what the membership program is all about. People need more than a one-time webinar from you. People need more than your free download. People need more than a random email from you. They need an ongoing relationship with you, okay? Here's the fifth one. I want you to build your team. I'm going to share a word with you in just a second. But before I do, I want you to adopt this right here. Solo equals slow. You don't have to do it alone. You were never meant to do it alone. You should not do it alone. That was one of the biggest lessons that I learned, was that I was so much more productive and so much more effective when I had people around me helping me. And I am a stubborn person. I am independent. I will figure it out. I will just keep barreling through. Well, that can only get me so far, and it can only get you so far too. And you seriously have to figure out a way to bring people into your life and into your circle, into your business, in a way that's going to move you forward. And I'm going to show you how to do this internally and externally. Now, here's my word. I hate this word. I hate this word. Do not be a solopreneur. If I just told you that solo equals slow, why on earth would we take pride in being a solopreneur? You are taking the slow train to nowhere fast. It's painful. It is. We've all tried it at varying stages of our business. I'm guilty, y'all. I'm guilty. Lesson learned. Not doing it again. Every chance you get, you should be looking at how to bring someone new or something new into your business. That doesn't mean hire a bunch of people. I get it. We probably can't afford to do that right now. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you how to do this internally and externally, okay? Your external team. Outsource as much as humanly possible. I don't care if it's just having somebody write your blogs for you. I don't care if it's just having someone do your social media for you. I don't care if it's having someone edit your podcast for you. Could you do all of those things? Yeah. None of them are incredibly difficult. I mean, it's probably not your genius. It's probably not something you can just pick up and run like an expert, but could you do it? Yeah, you probably could. I'm sure you could. Does it make sense for you to do it? Oh God, no, absolutely not. It makes zero sense. And here is why. I know that you're probably sitting here saying, I don't have a lot of money to pay people. If I had money to pay people, I would have already done it, right? Hold on. Let's go through this. There's something called opportunity cost. And you may look at something and say, okay, well, that podcast editor, they say it's gonna cost me $20 an hour. It's gonna take me 5 hours a week to edit your podcast and get it up online, and it's automatically just released to the world, right? So you're gonna pay a podcast editor $20 an hour, 5 hours a week. That's $100 if you're doing math. I suck at math, always check my math, right? But that's $100 a week to edit a podcast. And you're going, I don't have an extra $100. Well, listen, let's say you make $100 an hour, or your product or your service sells for roughly about $100 an hour. If you were now given 5 hours in a week, because that's what outsourcing does, it gives you your time back. If you were given 5 hours in a week, could you make $100? Yes? Could you make $101? Because if you can make $101, you're winning. You build your business $1 at a time. And I know that with the momentum that you would be building with that 5 hours, you turn that $101 into $110 the next week. And you turn it into $220 the next week, and $440 the next week, because there's a compound effect that happens with money and with opportunity. So what's really happening when you say, I can't afford that $20 an hour for 5 hours, you're really saying, instead of it costing you $20 an hour, it really cost you $80 an hour. Because I just told you, you made about $100 an hour. They make $20 an hour. The opportunity, $80. $80. Because your time and your expertise is worth so much more than that. You have to find opportunities to outsource, even if it's small, just little things to begin with. Find 5 hours in your week and find a way to outsource that, and do that cost analysis. I'm not telling you to give your pennies away for free. I don't give pennies away for free. I need to know exactly how I'm going to make up that money. Everybody who touches my business should be making me money, period. Exclamation point. Stick it right there. Should be making me money. You should not be costing me money. People who touch your business should not cost you money. They should make you money, right? That's a success mindset. See how we're coming back to that? I want you to shift your way of thinking and look for opportunity, because you've heard opportunity throughout this webinar today. Throughout this entire presentation, we've talked nothing but opportunity and success. And that takes mindset for that. Now, let's talk about your internal team. I'm going to let you in on a little secret, my love. You're not good at everything. You're not. I'm not. You are limited by your own knowledge. It's that simple. You cannot be an expert at everything. You cannot have an objective view on everything. You cannot have the most creative, clear path forward for everything. Now, can you figure it out, and have you figured it out to this point? Yeah, congratulations. You've gotten yourself as far as you're going to get by yourself. It's time. It's just time to start to look for opportunities to lean on people who have more or different experience than you. You need a unique perspective. You need so many things in your business that you alone cannot provide all the time. And I'm telling you that when I started bringing on people and I started leaning on people to live inside their genius, it changed my life. It changed my perspective, and it changed the trajectory of my business. And now my question is not how much can I do? It's like, how much can they do? How much can I just lean on someone else to get it done? And then that frees up my time to live inside my genius and to grow my company, because they're not responsible for growing my company. They're responsible for components of it, but the big picture and the overarching responsibility is mine. I can't live in the space of growth if I'm constantly living in a space of nitnoid tasks. And that's when I tell you that your opportunity cost, that's what it's costing you. If you're not outsourcing, if you're not leaning on people, if you're not just having open dialogue with people, then you're not moving yourself forward. And it is time to really grow your business, focus on sales, focus on growth. Now, I talked about a crazy cool opportunity to engage with me, and this is it. I want to become part of your internal team. It's that simple. I have the Dover Drive Experience, the membership program. See how all of these things are coming together, right? Your source for learning, action, collaboration, support, accountability, right? All of these things are built in for your success. It is an ongoing relationship because business is an active sport. It's not something that you can just become an expert with overnight or learning one simple thing at a time. This is something that requires action, active participation. And so that's exactly what we give you. We give you content every single week. So the first week, we kind of follow a month format. The first week is your masterclass. We take one lesson every single month. We give you teaching, strategy, videos, right? All the learning that you need on a specific topic. Then we move into the second week, which is worksheets. I give you actionable worksheets, step by step. Print them out, fill them out, create your to-do list off of these, and this is where the implementation starts happening in your business, right? So we give you the masterclass, we give you a little bit of time to marinate on that learning, to think about how to best input this in your business. We give you the worksheets, the action steps that you need to physically implement it. I show you on week 3 a little bit of behind the scenes of how I or some of my clients are implementing these things. And so you get to see real life. This is not me talking about terminology. This is not about me just teaching you grandiose ideas that we don't have experience with over here. We're talking from experience. We're showing you how people are doing it. And then on week 4, you get access. I am on a live Q&A call where you get to ask me anything you need to know about that topic in that month. How do you implement it? Does this sound right? Is this the direction I should be going? Is this something that would work for my industry? You know, I got confused on this one little part that you said over here, Amy. Can you explain that? Yep, absolutely. Because I'm yours for an hour, right? And so this is a program that's designed for your success. Ongoing relationship, ongoing learning, ongoing action, ongoing exposure, and ongoing access so that we can work on your business. This is not a training program where you set it and forget it and somebody talks about something that may or may not work for your industry. Here, we get to build it into your business for your industry because you get that access in that live Q&A. Now, in addition to that, because I believe in giving you a crazy cool offer to where the only option should be yes, is that I'm going to give you a ton of bonuses inside. If you have not gone through you're updating your business plan in quite a while, I'll give you free access to do that. There's a whole business planning system you can walk through. There's 8 videos in it, 20 worksheets. I mean, the system is built so that you can take a fresh look at your business day one. Day one, just start there, spend a weekend, work through the system, and get a fresh perspective on your business. Now, I'm also going to put the video for this replay in the Dover Drive experience so that you have access to this, so that you can go back. I know I went through so much information on this webinar that you may want to watch the webinar while you work through those 20 worksheets, because they go hand in hand, right? They go hand in hand in building your business. And I also have some other webinar videos on and inside there that you can watch at any time and just continue your learning experience. You know, you can have those webinars playing and those videos playing while you're working. And you constantly are feeding your mind with business building information. And so we want to get you into that cycle of business building. And that's why we do the weekly content, guys. That's all available to you right now with this discount code of DD20 for $29.97 a month. And this will never go up. It's regular price at $49.97. If you went to the website right now, that's exactly what other people are paying. I'm giving you this lifetime offer. The price never goes up. All you have to do is register. Now, while I have this up, I'm going to go over to the chat system and see if we have any questions or anything that's happened along the way. Okay, I don't see any, so I'm going to leave this screen right here and let you see this opportunity. I want you to grab this opportunity.